I mean, I think there's been a steady rebound. It hasn't been kind of sexy, but it's been steady. We're not quite back at how things looked in like 2021, but we're seeing capital raised. We're seeing new listings in different corners of the market. And to have that in a market that still has a lot of uncertainty, it speaks to a slow return to risk capital for the right plays, and probably also some fatigue for investors who've been sitting on the sidelines trying to time when they're going to re-enter. New listings, I think, will continue to be interesting to watch how much risk capital gets back into the game. In tech, AI has obviously been the leader. Tons of capital going into that space. Tons of companies finding ways to incorporate AI into their offerings to appeal to investors, to the market. But a lot of those companies remain private. So it's going to be interesting to see how 2026 plays out, to see if those companies shift in their mindset from, okay, we're comfortable as big private companies right now to, we want to access the public markets. Another theme for 2025 that's worth mentioning was both regulators and stock exchanges trying to simplify the listing process and life as a public company. They're trying to ease regulatory and financial burdens on companies going public. So there have been changes to IPO prospectus requirements. There have been efforts to make capital raising easier and increase the amounts that companies can raise with streamlined disclosure. There's a simplified set of listing requirements that the TSX Venture Exchange put out, and there's a pilot program that will allow junior public companies to file financial statements twice a year instead of quarterly. So, big relief from the financial cost of being a public company. So the hope is that all of these make the prospect of going public easier for companies to engage with, and I think we will see the impact of that this year.